We're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the GME studio, it's Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place.
You know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely and challenging at times, looking for people to bounce ideas off of and get feedback.
Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs,
the show designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs just like you.
Keep watching for your dose of entrepreneurial fun with the Roving Reporters and, of course, Kim and Carrie.
As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup.
Well, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs show number 59. You guys know me. If you don't, I'm the freaking fabulous Cat Corchado, founder of Small Space Pilates. And these wonderful people next to me, or on either side of me, is Princess Kim White, who is the founder of My Sexy Business, and Adam Rothenberg, who is the king of interviews. We welcome you.
Good morning, Kat.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Adam.
Well, we are so excited to be here today. And today's we're going to jump into we're going to figure out what our words are going to be today. It has been such a long week. I'm so exhausted. So I apologize in advance for anything that comes out of my mouth because I sometimes don't know what I'm going to say when I'm tired. So we are going to go into entrepreneur land, and then we're going to tell you what the theme of the show is. So here we go. And today's theme for Entrepreneurland is nurturing. And I believe, Kim, you have an article for us to talk about.
Well, I have something that's kind of humorous about the topic nurturing, and the idea that when we talk about nurturing something, a lot of times we talk about people. But I'm going to also talk about nurturing ideas, because I was born in 1967. So I'm a vintage model. I'll just say that. But something amazing happened just after I was born, which I feel like was supposed to happen because I was here. In 1968, someone was nurturing an idea of making a stronger adhesive for the aerospace industry. And they got it backwards. But out of that backwards came one of the treasures of my life, which is sticky notes. It actually is the adhesion that goes on the back of a sticky note that they accidentally invented in the process of nurturing their idea. So I think this is a great topic for today. I love your face, Adam. I love it because this weekend, starting tonight and tomorrow, is actually our guided sticky note time weekend that we do as a community. And I thought how fitting it was that we would be able to talk about this today. So I'm going to tell you some fun facts about it. It was accidentally created. I love this part. But the adhesive was supposed to be strong and not let go. And it did just the opposite. It actually was reusable, which I love. I think it's also a fact to mention that while they probably thought they failed at the moment, entrepreneurs, please listen up. While they thought they failed at the moment, it is now one of the most popular office products in the world, with about 50 billion with a B sold every year. So that is a lot. And they weren't sure what to call it at first. So the very first version was called Press and Peel. And it was rebranded. Can you imagine having a press and peel guided weekend? That would not be near as cute. So they rebranded it to Post It. And we want to like acknowledge that the inventors were Dr. Silver and Dr. Fry of 3M. They were scientists. But how funny is it that like something that they as researchers and scientists thought maybe was a failure turned out to be one of the most iconic things when you think of office supplies in the entire world. So, entrepreneur listening, I want you to pay attention to your sticky note time ideas and nurture not only the people around you, but those ideas that you're kicking around. How's
That is what we call a mic drop, and we can just end
All
the
right,
show.
The show's done. Yeah, we're done, y'all. We're done. But I was going to say that's a perfect example of failing forward. I mean, that's a huge example of it.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I think I love how it was supposed to be one thing and then it became something else, which I feel like is something I relate to a lot because I had started out before my podcast was my podcast. I was trying to make it a live monthly interview show in New York City, and it didn't work as a live monthly show, but I loved the concept and the title of it so much that I was like, I'm going to hold on to this and figure out a way to use it. And then I did figure out a way to use it, and now it's my podcast. So I think just because one idea doesn't work out the way you initially thought it would, you never know. If you believe strongly enough in it, you never know what it will turn into.
I love it. And, speaking of something that turned into something, I just want to like comment about this community. Like we were trying to do some math behind the scenes of how many podcast episodes are represented by this community. And I think we're somewhere in the neighborhood of over 10,000 episodes created between everyone in the community or guesting on a podcast. So like both of those are included in that total, but is that not a crazy total of, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but now I've got a podcast, and like, it amazes me what can happen when you don't stop. So I definitely want to say we are headed into GME Chronicles, but I want to give that framework again of if you're watching this, grab some ideas, jot them down, nurture the people around you, nurture the ideas that you have, and let this be inspiration and motivation for you. We are celebrating and we are excited, but let this inspire you as you watch.
And also know that everything that is presented in GME Chronicles didn't start at the number that it's being presented at. Everybody started at zero, whether it was a podcast, whether it was a blog post, whether it was a short posted to YouTube. Everybody started with zero. So I don't want anyone watching to think I'll never be able to accomplish all of that. You just have to start with one and go from there. And that's what we all did individually. And now collectively is what we're showing you in GME Chronicles.
Can I just add one thing also is that sometimes you have an idea and it sounds like a great idea, but maybe you're not ready for it right now. There was a time when there was no way I was going to be on video at all, ever. And yeah, that changed.
Look at you rocking it all the time. Love it.
So just because you're not ready for it, write it down. It's still a good idea because you might be ready for it later.
And I think we're ready for GME Chronicles. Here we go.
Thank you, Kim and Carrie. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. I am Jill Olish, and I have some exciting updates for today, May 3rd, 2024. The GME Chronicles is the celebration of moving the needle in our businesses, and we want to share with you what is possible when we come together. The total of 16 events last week included Kat's Pilates classes, website royalty, and 6 mastermind sessions with My Sexy Business. On Clubhouse, Kat and Yvonne hosted their room on Monday. Adam and Denise hosted the Not Creepy room on Wednesday, followed by mine and Linda's room on Thursday. And on LinkedIn Audio, Donna hosted her room on Tuesday. Adam posted 1 interview. Kat and Yvonne went live with Salty Sisters. My Sexy Business posted 69 YouTube clips and went live with show number 58 of GME. 4 new podcast episodes dropped last week. Go give them a listen. Mucked Up My Self-Care, Sisters in Service, Late Bloomer Living, and 5 and 15 Interviews Leadership Series. This week's total of 92 brings our grand total to 4,635 amazing things. We look forward to more exciting updates next week, and if you are ready to join in on the fun around here, you can find us this weekend at Sticky Note Time Guided Weekend, next week at the Stories with the Sunday Roast Book Celebration with Linda, and with Yvonne at the Together We Rise gathering. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Well, that is incredible. Cheers.
Cheers.
We promise we're trying to get better at this, y'all. Like, just no, congratulations to everybody, because that number represents a whole lot of people and we're very proud.
Yes. And now it is time to go into our question of the week. So, Jill, do you have this week's question?
Here's a question from one of our viewers this week. What do I do if I don't like my client?
I'm going to go last, y'all, because you know I'm going to bring some spicy to this one.
Adam, would you like to go first?
Sure, I'll start. I have not had the I've not had the experience yet of having a client that I did not like. I can only imagine if I had a client that I didn't like, with everything that I have been taught through the My Sexy Business community, I would probably maybe have a conversation with them to see what the struggles between us are. And depending on what they are, it may get to a point where I may, as I'm going to use a term that Kim uses, graduate them and then just go from there, go on my merry way. But since I haven't experienced it in real life yet, it's hard to fully say what I would do. But in my mind, that would be the movie in my mind.
I don't think I've ever had that problem thinking about it. I feel that there were clients where, I wasn't their flavor. Not that I didn't like them. I don't think it may have happened, but right now I don't have any recollection of that happening. But, I've never had to graduate anybody either. But it's just funny that, when we talk about business, there are people who are our flavor. And those are the people you vibe with. And those are the people that you want to be around. So sometimes not vibing with one person is okay. Being in the fitness industry, it happens all the time. But I've never had that particular situation come up.
Okay, so whoever asked the question, I resonate with you. Let me just say that, because I have had this situation. And it wasn't that I didn't like the client. I didn't like some of the qualities of the client. And I think it's very important to know what you can and can't do. One of the things that I have an issue with is want to. If somebody's want to is broken, they always have excuses and they don't ever do the implementing of something. I'm sorry, I can't help you. So that's part of the not liking, not them as a human, but not liking working with them. The other thing is if they won't listen, if they know everything, because if you know everything, why are you asking me? Like, this is the problem that I have is don't waste your time with me if you're not going to listen. So I think those are important, but I do want to bring another little spicy little fragment to this. And that is, if you're working with someone, is it about being friends or is it about business? Because you have different layers of relationships in business. And one of the mentors that I had that was very impactful in my life, I could not stand her. Like, I am going to be really honest, and I am pretty sure she felt the same way. But do you know what? She made me better at a lot of things because I was listening. My want to was not broken. But would we have ever hung out? No way. There is no way because I did not like her as a friend or as a, hangout buddy.
Mhm.
But she taught me a great deal. So I think that this is kind of a spicy answer, I know, but I think it's important to say it out loud.
Well, I think it's interesting, Kim, when you said, knowing what you can do and what you can't do, because I had a client once who wanted to hire me to train her, but she didn't want to sweat. And I said, I am not the trainer for you.
Oh, let me just say this out loud. This is true story because I worked out with Kat, and that is true story. So yeah, she would not have been the right fit, Kat.
Oh my goodness. So on that note, I think it's time for our first roving reporter who also happens to be my salty sister and Yvonne Marchese talking about entrepreneurship later in life.
Yvonne Marchese, age agitator, podcast host, community builder, branding photographer, published author, event speaker, and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. This is Yvonne Marchese coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm your resident age agitator here to talk about later in life entrepreneurship. The liberating thing about being in midlife and beyond is that you start to draw some boundaries around grinding and hustling and doing all the things. At least I hope we're doing that at this point in our lives. And I have intrinsically tied the two words hustle and grind together in my mind. But I recently was in a clubhouse room with my salty sister, Kat Corchado, that was called The Joyful Hustle. And she pointed out that you can hustle without grinding. And she started to hum the hustle. And oh my gosh, we started singing together and dancing and having fun and laughing. And I thought to myself, I, from now on, am going to embrace the idea of hustling with that sense of excitement and dissociate it from the grind so that I'm still getting things done. And so I encourage you to do the same. Come on, do the hustle. Where's my disco ball? Where's my glitter? Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
I remember that conversation. Oh man, I just love Yvonne. She is the epitome of, in midlife, playfully aging, playfully doing all of these things. And you need to pick up her book because Yvonne has a book called In Full Bloom, A Guide to Aging Playfully, because that's what it's about. We've done all the hard stuff. It's time to do some fun stuff. And so pick up her book. You might be pleasantly surprised at what you find.
Oh, definitely, Kat. And I am giggling because true story behind the scenes, I am a little rogue, as everybody knows, most of the time. Adam was in the green room, and I just have to say, Adam was in the green room dancing away. This is a segment, Adam, you were supposed to sit down in the green room, but there was no way that I could leave you down there and not have you come and dance with everybody because you are doing the hustle.
Oh my God, it was so much fun. And I thought to myself, I can't send Yvonne a disco ball, but I can do glitter. We could do glitter, like
For
StreamYard
Yvonne.
glitter.
I love it. And I don't know if we've ever like told anybody that silly story, but that is what that is like if you're on Zoom or if you're on any, but this is StreamYard. You're right, Kat. This is StreamYard glitter. So if y'all need to send some StreamYard glitter to Yvonne, that's how you do it. So thank you for talking about her book. And I want to go to the other half of the Salty Sisters who's on stage with us, because she is the one that like instigates a lot of this, just saying, but she takes good care of us in her health and wellness for entrepreneurs segment.
The freaking fabulous Kat Corchado, proud US Air Force veteran, health and wellness professional, founder of Small Space Pilates, podcast host, published author, and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. Hi, everyone. This is week 4 of the in-bed stretches that you can do to help alleviate back pain that comes from sitting too long at your desk. Which one's your favorite? So we're going to do another one. This one is going to help alleviate the outside part of the hip. So again, you're in bed, and all you're going to do is bring one knee into your chest, take the leg across the body. So notice how my hip is lifting. Hold the knee in place. Now just pull with your stomach muscles the back of this hip down. Do you feel that stretch right there? Oh, it's a huge stretch. And let's do it on the other side. So cross, let the hip drop down. Oh, which side's tighter? Can you tell? And then release. Remember, all of these stretches together probably takes less than 5 minutes. And what better way to stretch than right before you get out of bed? So till next time, back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Oh my gosh.
I love it, Adam. I just have to say this out loud. We had Kat grab a snack in the green room so we could talk about her. You know, she has a saying that we love. I will just say this. She has a saying that everyone has the right to feel good in their body. But I'm going to tell on Kat that, and since she's in the green room, I get to be like, you know, a lot more juicy with what I'm going to say. But Kat works with professional athletes. Like I'm talking NFL, y'all, and professional ballerinas and that kind of people. And she still lets me come into class. Let me say that. But Kat did something very sweet for me this week. This has been a really busy week. And when I got to class on Monday, she recognized that I was having a hard time from exhaustion. And Kat banished me. And I think that says a lot about Kat in the fact that she cares about who she works with. So she is a movement specialist. She does take good care of us in the community. And I think just telling on her in that way, Adam, I think is important because there's so many instructors out there who it's like cattle. How many people can I get in the room and how much money can I collect? And Kat cares. So she offers a free week of Small Space Pilates where you can go in the no judgment zone and wear whatever you want, y'all. Y'all should see me how I show up most days. But I feel like that's the thing that Kat is known for. She's actually a fitness icon. And that we are so grateful to have her in this community. So if y'all want to connect with her and get a free week to try it out, please connect with Kat.
And can I tell you what's funny about the video we showed this morning is that I actually did that stretch the other day when I woke up. I needed something to help me get going. And so I thought of several of Kat's stretches that she has done on the show. And that move was one of them that I did. And it was very helpful.
I love that. We could just go on the whole show, honestly, Adam, about all the good things Kat has done.
But let's show some other things that happen inside the community. Like this next what I'm going to say, this next commercial from one of our sponsors, all about Groundwork Brigade Mastermind.
This show is sponsored by Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. Are you an entrepreneur who is focused on making an impact,
but you haven't figured out how to make an income doing it?
We spent years trying to figure out how to do both.
And we realized the business adventure is not a one-size-fits-all. I'm Kim White. I'm the founder and fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team.
And I'm Kerry Zarb, Aussie bucket of swearing sunshine.
And she's a brilliant entrepreneur, by the way.
We both understand how it feels to believe we are the only ones who can't figure things out.
So we decided to join forces so we could get in the trenches with you.
We lead a very special mastermind group so you can be confident in strategically implementing
the right things in the right order so that you too can get the best possible results.
We cover a variety of topics based on what you need,
including building a business that you own and doesn't own you.
We even address things like social media strategy and simple tech solutions.
If you would like to meet other entrepreneurs who are living proof of what is possible,
come and join us at Groundwork Brigade Mastermind Open House.
I love that commercial. And for anyone listening, if you've ever wanted to be someplace where you wanted to ask a question, but you didn't know who to ask, I love the fact when Kim talks about ask until you're clear. Even if you ask it 50 gazillion times, which I have actually.
Me too.
And I love the fact that I'm able to ask those questions, become very comfortable asking the questions. And it's a nice place to be, you guys. Come to the open house. It's a wonderful place to be. And with that said, we're going to go to our next roving reporter, the Donna Bender in Surprise and Delight Marketing.
Donna Bender is a certified givologist, branded product specialist, corporate marketing trainer, creator of The Giving Plan, show host, published author, and GME roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Kerry. This is Donna Bender coming to you today as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is on how sustainable apparel is good for the environment. It's also good for our business and our messaging. I couldn't imagine wearing recycled bottles, but that's exactly what my shirt is made out of, recycled bottles and ground coffee beans. You know, sustainable apparel is increasing in popularity at both retail and private label brands because of all the advances in technology. And for example, one of my vendors, and they've been involved in this process for a long time, this is such a soft sweatshirt. They will put how many bottles each garment took and how many bottles they kept out of the ocean. This one was 37 for one garment. Now I'm still fascinated how you're going to take this and turn it into this. So I'm going to give you a quick show and tell here because let me direct you to the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. And in that area, and I hear roughly around the size of the US and about a mile deep, there are plastics from all over the world, and they're broken down, and many are invisible to our eyes, but they're very much present. And these specialized ships come and they get into this whirlpool and they collect and they sort and they shred the bottles into chips. And I hope you can see that because you can hear them, but these are little chips. And then these chips are then melted down into this middle section, which are the rPET pellets, which almost look like bath beads. Then the pellets are transported once again to mills worldwide, and they melt it down and they spin the yarn, and it turns into these kinds of threads and fibers. Technology has enabled us to craft comfort out of waste and take an eco-friendly fashion that not only looks good, it feels good, and it does good. More to come. Back to you, Kim and Kerry.
Wow.
Donna is so knowledgeable. If you don't know Donna, she is the givologist. And if you're interested in knowing more about gifting, knowing more about branded products, go to one of her shows. She has these great shows where she shows different things that you kind of go, ooh, I want that. Ooh, I want that too. Ooh, I want that too. And But she also has a book. If you can't make one of the shows, go to her book, The Art of Giveology, Giving Your Way to Success in Business.
Well said, Kat. And somebody else that is also a published author that we're going to go to now is Linda Bonney, who is going to share with us a segment about conversations and storytelling for entrepreneurs.
Linda Bonney is a published author, conversationalist, writer, storyteller, podcast host, production manager, and GME roving reporter.
Good morning, entrepreneurs. Today I would like to talk about responding in conversations as an entrepreneur. How often are you in a conversation with somebody else and you're thinking about your response and your own story? And when they've finished sharing, you jump straight in to your response. Take note and think about how often this happens. You might be surprised at how regularly you do it. I know for me, it's something that I am constantly wanting to improve. Sometimes something as simple as, thank you for sharing, or I'm really interested in what you had to say, or yes, that's right, can be all it takes in order to smoothly move the conversation from their side to your side without going straight into your own story. Think about that bridge. What does it look like? How best are you wanting to respond to someone when they've just shared? That's it for now. Back to you in the GMA studio.
Oh my God, I love Linda Bonney so much. She always has such great insight in how to either get a conversation started, how to keep it going. And one thing that Linda has done also so brilliantly is she has taken the interviews that she conducted on her podcast, Stories with a Sunday Roast, and has parlayed them into 3 book collections, also called Stories with a Sunday Roast, where she relates the conversation she had on her podcast to her own life. And collection 3 just came out. Again, Stories with the Sunday Roast, collection 3 was just released. And you can also get collection 2 and collection 1. And it features the interviews featured, and the book features various people throughout the community that Linda has spoken to. And then, like I said, with the book, she has taken those stories and related them to her own life. So I cannot recommend getting her book enough. And that is what I'm going to say about that. And because there's my tiredness coming in. I had a thought coming through, and it just, I guess it went to sleep because I can't. So
It's funny you said that, Adam. I read this. It was a cartoon, and it said, I had a thought, and then I had another thought, and then they bumped together, and I don't know where they went.
that is perfect. I love that.
So it's not your fault, you know. Well, I guess we will go on to our next roving reporter, and with Denise Millay in helping entrepreneurs be found online.
Denise Millay, a findability queen, tech simplifier, game show host, published author, website builder, founder of M Media Group, and GME roving reporter.
Good morning, entrepreneurs. Today we are going to talk about balance. Balancing the use of keywords in our content. And we know what a keyword is, right? We've chosen keywords to describe us and our services and what we are, but we're also choosing ideas about what we want to write that describes what we do, and the actual text and supporting ideas that go with our choice of keywords, right? And we've talked about before keyword stuffing. Keyword stuffing isn't great. That's using the same word over and over and over and over and over again. And just to get credit for it being representative. We want the search engine robots or programs to read our content and understand what it's about. And we want it to seem like it's the best piece out there for those search words, right? It's not going to help us to just repeat the same words over and over and over again. We have to balance out the need to demonstrate those keywords in the content with humans that are actually going to read the content, because that's what the robots are looking for. They're looking for real content, something that describes the whole thing, like in natural language, not in awkward repeating the same word over and over again. So what we have to do in our challenge is to not just copy the words over and over. We have to actually write things that support and use synonyms and other ways to describe what we're thinking that relate to those keywords, so that we can demonstrate that that is the focus, that is the main idea, that is the idea behind our content. So it seems like it might be a little bit complicated, but it's not. It's really just writing for humans, being helpful with our content, making it natural language, but focusing on our keywords without duplicating them. And we do this because we want you to be findable. If they can't find you, they can't do business with you. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
I love how knowledgeable Denise is, but she also speaks my language because I'm the ABC 123 girl. And she breaks it down so well that I can understand what she's talking about. And if you haven't been to one of her scavenger hunts, you have to go, and you'll keep going, because every time I go, and I've been quite a few times, I learn new things. And sometimes it reminds me to do things when I go there. Her next virtual scavenger hunt is Wednesday, May 29th and Thursday, May 30th. So you may want to connect with Denise and find out those times and sign up to go, because what she does is, I just don't know anybody who does it the way she does it. So there you go. She's my people, I'm just going to say. Well, with that said, I am so glad all of y'all are here. You are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm so glad you are here with us today for show number 59. And today's theme is nurturing.
So we are going to go to one of our sponsors and go to a commercial on the Money Barista Club.
Do you find your finances confusing or overwhelming? Well, guess what? You're not alone. I'm Kerry Zarb and I am the Money Barista. It's time to take away those sleepless nights, all the stress and pressure we feel from those flippin' digits. Finances can be hard, and this is why your seat at the virtual cafe is reserved in the Money Barista Club. Our meetups are held on the third Wednesday of each month at 6 p.m. Central Time, and I'm inviting you to join us to ask questions, gain access to resources so that you can get in control of your business finances. This is where coffee meets money. Are you ready? What are you waiting for? It's time for you to be in the driver's seat of your finances. Head over to kerryzarb.com/club to join me in the virtual cafe and start controlling the beans in your business today.
Oh my God, I love Kerry's Club, and it has been so beneficial. And I think something else that would be beneficial is hearing from the Money Barista herself. So let's go to her segment on staying on track.
Carrie Zarb is a rock star podcaster, brilliant entrepreneur, director of Zinc Business Solutions, cover girl, mastermind leader, and GME roving reporter. Let me introduce you to Carrie Zarb, the Money Barista. In her famous words, let's go, it's coffee time. She also says happy biz beans to you because she's a financial guru. She hosts the Money Barista podcast. She has the Money Barista Savings Tool that she created and has saved over $100,000 for this community. She also is the leader of the Money Barista Club, where she helps everybody get in control of their finances, and she's the author of the Money Barista book, All Things Money and Coffee. She loves beans of all kinds.
Welcome to the virtual cafe for this week's segment about business finances. And today we're going to touch on staying on track. How do we stay on track with the flippin' digits? How do we keep working on them consistently so that there's not that backlog, there's not the overwhelm? Staying on track means that we know our numbers. We're having our regular dates with our digits. We're having our regular finance meetings, and we know the numbers. You can make decisions. You can be in such a great mindset about your business finances. You avoid sleepless nights. You avoid that sick feeling in your tummy. You don't have them tapping on your shoulder, wondering when you're going to work on them next. Staying on track is the answer for your business finances. Remember, it's the engine room of your business. Everything revolves around those flippin' digits. You want to make great decisions. You want to be in control, and you have the power to do both. Staying on track takes a commitment. It means that you've honed in on your schedule. It means that you're spending the time that you need with the digits. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. You will get there. I know that you will be able to stay on track with your business finances. So how are you going to stay on track? What can you do with your business finance schedule? How can you set the date with your digits? How can you make it work for you? So when it comes to staying on track with your business finances, it's the when, it's the where, and the how. These are 3 key components that can make a huge difference to staying on track. And if any of those things aren't quite working for you, spend a few minutes to think about why. Consider making a change so that it does work for you and you can stay on track. That's all today from the Virtual Cafe. Back to you, Kim.
Well, can I just say, Kat, that the way that I stay on track is through Carrie's Money Barista Club. I make sure that I either have my business finances that I've gone through them by the time the club meets, or if I haven't had a chance to go through them, I use that time in the club to go through my business finances. So it's really because of Carrie and her Money Barista Club that I do stay on track with my business finances. And I use that monthly meeting as my check-in point and or my work point. And the next club meeting is coming up in just a few weeks. It's going to be on Wednesday, May 15th at 6 p.m. Central Time.
I do have to say that I am not a part of the club yet, but it's on one of my sticky notes.
Oh, that's a good place to put it. And I will have to say, it has definitely been one of the best investments I have made. And it has helped me keep up with my business finances. And as Carrie was talking about, I don't have those feelings of overwhelm or I don't know what's happening. I know exactly what's happening because she has given me the space to keep up with them. And somebody else I love keeping up with is the freaking fabulous Kat Corchado with her Military Minute segment. So we are going to go into that. And today, Kat and Kim are going to be talking about military unit and entrepreneur community.
Can you speak to what it means to have a unit around you and have that camaraderie?
It feels like home. It feels safe. It feels familiar. You know, when you're in a community that lifts you up, when you're in a community that even if you're struggling, they're like, it's okay. You know, it's okay. When you have that, it's not just a community, it's more like friends, more like family, more like people that you care about their business. You want to be in their world. When they have events, you want to be there to support. It's supporting each other. That's what it is. People who support you and then you want to support them. You want to. It's not I got to go to this. It's no, I want to be there. And life happens and sometimes you can't, but when you can, you are. And I think that other people in the community see that and feel that. And so when you have something, they want to do the same for you. And I think that's important. I think it's the same as being in the military, only better, dare I say. Because you care. And that's all we ever want someone to do is care about us, care about me, care about my business enough to let me know when I'm off track, when I'm on track, realizing that sometimes my brain works and sometimes my brain doesn't, and being okay with that. I love doing those.
I love your military minute. And I just have to say, I really feel like when you were talking about supporting each other and supporting each other's businesses, I really feel like that is what the My Sexy Business community is all about, that we are all in here together and we're all supporting each other in multiple ways. So I love that you were speaking to that today.
And even if you can't be, if I want to be at something an event you're having and I can't, and I get FOMO. I want to be there, but sometimes life happens and you can't. And it's just nice to know that I could send you a quick note and say, I really want to be there, Adam, but I can't. And you get that, so I love that. And speaking of supporting people, our next roving reporter is none other than our Jill Olish, who supports all mamas in Mama Entrepreneur.
Jill Olish is the founder of Mama Outspoken, executive team leader, postpartum awareness advocate, vision board party host, event coordinator, podcast host, GME associate producer, and roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. Now, there was one time that I was, where was it? I had to have been talking with Kim and I just let something slip out, and it was practice makes better. And it became something that has been written on sticky notes for myself, has been said out loud to other people. It really just resonates with this entrepreneurial adventure, with motherhood, with being a human, that practice really does make better. We've been told all along growing up that practice makes perfect, but in reality, will we ever be perfect at anything? I think when we learn new things about something we're already good at, that will just become better. So I know with an entrepreneurial mindset, I can keep coming back and practicing more and more. I can go to the Not Creepy room and practice my pitches and my offers and my intros. I can keep in my motherhood journey, bettering myself by practicing how I speak to my son, in my relationships with my husband and my friends, how I talk to them in a loving way. As a human, how I express myself and how my actions speak more than my words do, and becoming more outspoken. That, for me, will definitely take a lot of practice. Coming from someone who is actually quite shy and creating a business that literally means I have to be outspoken will definitely take lots of practice, which will make me better, but not perfect. So I encourage you that whatever journey you are on, whatever adventure you are taking, just keep practicing because you will get better. Back to you, Carrie and Kim.
I love the practice makes better. I love that because it's so true. And Jill is one of our many authors we have in this group. She's been featured in other books, but she has her own book coming out soon called the Mama Outspoken book.
I love it. She is practicing being outspoken, Kat. I think that's like one of the fun parts of this one. And her book is coming out. A little birdie has been spreading rumors about there's a button about to get pushed. So be looking for that coming very, very soon. Like as in hours soon. How's that?
That's very, very soon, Kim.
I mean, it's just a rumor, Kat. It's a rumor. But Jill has another thing I just want to add quickly to another quote that Jill has when she was going through that, like talking about practicing and everything. she had said something else that I think is an additional brilliant moment, and that is easy comes after practice. And I think all of us want the easy first, and it doesn't work that way. So I think she's brilliant in many things that she talks about, but practicing is a great point. It's just a great point.
Mhm.
And speaking of someone brilliant, Kat, I am here. Let me just say this, GME listener. I am here with the iconic Kat Corchado, and the interview king himself is in the green room, and we're going to go over to his segment on or in. Which way do we say that? Entrepreneurs in entertainment.
Adam Rothenberg is a media personality, interview king, clubhouse manager, published author, event coordinator, red carpet correspondent, GME associate producer, and roving reporter.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. It's Adam, and I'm back in the closet for yet another edition of Behind the Curtain. And today I want to talk about award-winning composer Bobby Cronin. Now, I have been very fortunate to interview Bobby several times throughout my 15-year career. But what you may not fully know, and I know I've talked about this before, but I want to make it crystal clear, Bobby is the writer and composer of my podcast and video theme song. Bobby is an example of one of the best collaborations I have ever had. I will never forget the meetings we had about my theme song, and I told him exactly what I wanted it to sound like, and he ran with it, and I have one of the best theme songs I feel ever in the world. I am so proud of it. And another tidbit about this theme song is that Bobby, in turn, used the theme song that he wrote for me as an audition piece, which allowed him to start getting into the film industry and composing music for movies. So that jingle that he wrote for me, my theme song, has served multiple ways. So that is today's Behind the Curtain story. It's back to you in the GME studio.
Adam Rothenberg.
Hit the wrong button.
I did not know that, Adam Rothenberg.
Yes, that is very true.
Oh my
That
God.
is iconic.
Wait, you didn't know I hit the wrong button, or you didn't know about what I was saying about Bobby?
So we're a bunch of button pushers around here, just saying, and I think that's just fine. You hit that button again. But I did not know that. Do you have a picture?
I do actually have a picture of me and Bobby, and I have a few, but I have one with me today. Now, the picture I'm showing today, this is me and Bobby back in 2010, and a few weeks ago on the show, I talked about in 2010 how Bobby and I went to Michael Feinstein's Cabaret Club together. Well, this is the picture of Bobby and I at the club before the VIP party. This was like before the show started. We took a picture together.
I love this, Adam. And I have to say, if you all haven't heard the theme song, go check it out on Adam's podcast, but go to his entertainment platform called callmeadam.com, because you don't want to just see the podcast. You want to go look at all of the behind the curtain interviews, all the many things Adam is doing. He is the interview king, in case you all haven't figured it out.
Adam, I have a question. Did you get to go to the VIP party?
I did. Both Bobby and I got to go when we went to the concert.
That's awesome.
It was. Well, I think we need to do a little VIPing of our own and go to this next commercial from one of our sponsors.
Once upon a time, there was a princess from Oklahoma living a traveling life in Texas.
When along comes an Aussie bucket of swearing sunshine,
When these two girls from opposite ends of the globe met in February 2021,
Even the universe did not know what it was in for.
determined to solve world problems for entrepreneurs, we still to this day learn just how similar we are.
We have found our passions were too strong not to unite and become the partners in change that we are.
What is a bucket and a boom gate?
So a bucket is basically a category or a way to change how you're looking at something big.
And a boom gate is a way to protect ourselves. Sometimes we need a boom gate to protect ourselves from ourselves.
We have lots of experience of our lifetimes of business, and we want to share that with you.
We look forward to bringing you weekly episodes of the Buckets and Boom Gates podcast.
I love that commercial. And so for those of you that don't know, when you're thinking of something huge, but you don't know how to approach it, or you don't know how to stop yourself from doing something because you're going so fast, Kim has come up with what we call Princess Speak, where there's simple words that have huge meanings, but it's simple enough that you go, oh, I get it. So Kim, would you like to introduce the word or the phrase?
Yes, I would, Kat. That was awesome, y'all. Totally awesome. Princess Speak is an entrepreneur language for business owners that our community uses. And so here's the thing about Princess Speak. I pull Princess Speak words from all of the community. It's not just my words. And this week's word I am super excited about because it's actually the icon Kat Corchado's word and sounds very much like what all of us need to know. She was having a soiree. I had asked her if she was inviting everybody, and she said this exact statement. I don't want to invite everybody in Lottie Dottie. And so everybody in Lottie Dottie is our Princess Speak phrase of the week, meaning that you're not really focused in on someone. You're just random and not being specific. So I love this, Kat, but I think you should share like your definition of it since it's your word that I put in Princess Speak.
Well, I think for me, it's when you want to put people in seats. You have an event and we all want that. We want to put, people in seats, and you don't care who comes. You just want people to sign up. But I was very specific in who I wanted to be here because not everybody is my flavor, and I'm not everybody's flavor. And so I said, well, I didn't want to invite Lottie Dottie and everybody. I wanted for it to be an invitation only. And that's where that came from.
I love it.
And I'm just going to say, I loved that expression so much that I have taken that expression and incorporated it into my everyday life. There's probably not a day that goes by where Angelo and I don't say, well, do you know everybody in Lottie Dottie? Are you going to invite everybody in Lottie Dottie? Who did you talk to today? Everybody in Lottie Dottie. We literally use it all the time. And it is my favorite expression. And I'm so glad you said it, Kat.
Thank you for sharing with us, Kat. So spending time nurturing everybody and Lottie Dottie can be exhausting. So our best advice for you, our wonderful entrepreneur watching, is concentrate on those people that you are the solution for and don't let anything stop you. Love y'all, and let's dance it out.
Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central.
This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.